Well, the Colorado Avalanche hot start continues, but how about that Broncos game?
Oh my
Crazy.
God.
Let's talk. A lot to get to on this episode of Locked On Avalanche. Coming at you.
Your Locked On Avalanche, your daily podcast on the Colorado Avalanche. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Locked On Avalanche, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Chris Maselli, and welcome back, Mr. Zach Pearson. Thank you for tuning in, making this your first listen of the day. Always appreciate it. If you want to get in on the conversation, then join our subtext. Link is in the show notes below. You chat with Zach and I one-on-one. We get your opinion, everything Avalanche related, and share it on this very podcast. This episode should have been in the bag about 45 minutes ago.
Should have been done.
But the Denver Broncos decided to play a fourth quarter. And while we're not going to talk about that, it literally just ended. We've been waiting to hit record. And I mean, when things like that happen, that crosses, podcasts. And you kind of have to be like, holy God, wow.
And you got to support the local team. Oh my gosh, what a wild ending to that game.
So it's like, we've always said the past few years, like, you never turn off an Avalanche game. Yeah. Like, they're never out of it. It's kind of starting to be that way with the Denver Broncos. Like, they're never out of it, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It just makes your heart race. In the beginning, you just want to like turn the channel, but wow. I mean, they are cardiac kids.
They are right
definition. Now. Unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. Just ridiculous.
Absolutely go check out Locked On Broncos with Cody.
Yes.
And Sayer, because I'm sure they have a lot to say on that. But
that's going to be a fun episode. I can't wait for that one.
Oh man. All right. So now like the endorphins are flying right now, dude. So
flying high, man.
And this is good stuff. Like the Broncos are winning games. The Avalanche have started off their season super hot.
5 wins for both teams in the middle to end of October. I sign me up for that. I would have expected it for the Avs and the Broncos, but I still I don't know. It feels great to be here.
Oh man. How about you though? Like are you ready? Like, did you spread the Avalanche gospel in these islands you were going to, or what?
Man, let me tell you, this is the third time that we've done this cruise. Different ship this time. The first 2 times I never met anybody from Colorado. This one, no less than 5 different families from Colorado. No less than 4 of them wearing Avalanche gear. I never saw the 5th one in Avalanche gear. But one of the families, as we're getting off the ship on the last day, kid walks out with a Colorado Eagles jersey.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
And so I was wearing my Hawaiian Yeti foot Avalanche shirt. And I look over and I'm like, there's no way. And so I shout, I'm like, hey, is that an Eagles jersey? And the family all turns to look like, you recognize that?
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, are you from Colorado? I'm like, heck yeah, I am. Point at the Yeti foot on the chest. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Was it a blank jersey, or did it have a name on the Eagles jersey? Or
no, just a blank one.
Just a blank one? Okay.
It was like one of the promotional ones. It had some sponsor on the back, but big Eagles logo on the front. I was like, this is wild. So yeah, shout out to everybody. I'll shout out the cruise line. Shout out to everybody on the Disney Treasure last week who was from Colorado, because y'all were a blast to talk to. And awesome. Every one of them too. Go Avs. First day on the boat, I'm wearing an Avalanche polo. This little girl walking by tugs her dad's shirt and goes, "Dad, Avalanche."
Oh man, is that the best feeling in the world? Like,
it's so great. Yep,
yeah,
I love it.
And this was on the East Coast, right?
Yeah,
like you came to the East Coast.
Florida, and so we're in the middle of the Caribbean, and I'm talking hockey with shout out this guy named Devin, talking puck with him. Shout out Nate, talking puck with him. I mean, just get to sit there and talk about it. I got to watch a couple of the games. I didn't get to watch all of them. Turns out when you're on family vacation, you don't really pay attention to times as well as you think you do. Right. So, but man, it was great. It was cool being able to talk about it with folks on there. Awesome vacation, of course, but I am very happy to be back here and hopefully having a much better sounding, although not quite as cool of a background. I like my setup, but it was pretty neat having the ocean and the color change. The color change, I think, was the most fun part of that.
you need to remodel that room. Get a screen behind you that the sunset, sunrise. You got to get on that. I don't. Cost is does not matter what the cost is. I think you need to throw that up in the room.
Spare no expense. We'll go straight Jurassic Park. I shall spare no expense.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm getting like text messages nonstop right now, just from like friends and stuff about that Broncos game. So it's people that are not Bronco fans are like, that was a game of the year. So anyway, yeah, you didn't get to. I mean, you watched here and there, but you know just as well as most people, the Avalanche are off to a phenomenal start. I don't even really know. Like, there's so many things that you can kind of pinpoint why. And I almost want to start with Scott Wedgwood, because once again, like, we have a Wedgwood 1 goal given up, and that's it. All the wins are 1 goal given up. He's been spectacular, and save for that opening half a game against Dallas, that was it. Other than that, he's been awesome. And I know Blackwood is right around the corner, and you have to get Mackenzie Blackwood in. You have to get him game ready. He's got to start seeing time too. You can't overload Mackenzie Blackwood. But right now, it's, hey, if you can't overload Wedgwood. I don't know if I said you can't overload Blackwood. Sorry.
You said Blackwood, but that's all right.
Yeah, whatever. You know what I meant. But this allows you to give Blackwood an extra game or two if they need it. And you saw that. I wonder if the Avalanche were off to a so-so start and Blackwood is like 80%. Do you force that? You don't have to. You don't have to think about it. So now you have a few extra days off. Maybe he goes on Tuesday against Utah. If he doesn't, fine. But I know there's a lot of people, and a lot of people are sending me messages like, hey, could Wedgwood be the number 1 guy? I don't think the Avalanche are looking at that like that anymore. I think they're looking at it as we're assuming Blackwood can, do what we expect him to do. And then we can just do whatever we want with both guys and not have any issue.
Well, and literally just be like, hey, you don't have it right now. How about you take the rest of tonight off, maybe the next game off, regroup, and then we'll revisit and see how you're feeling. If anybody starts to slide a little bit, I fully expect Mackenzie Blackwood to be, I expect him to play as good as he did last year. There's no reason I think that his injury and then reconditioning will affect any of that. But man, it is really hard to not be like, and Scott Wedgwood, I think, even made a comment along those lines of, I've never really had the opportunity to be a starter, so I want as much of this to prove myself as I can, because he's playing absolutely phenomenal right now. Just fantastic hockey from that guy. I did really like the post-game comments from Gabe when asked about Mackenzie Blackwood's play, and Gabe goes average, but then you could see him not able to hold back his smile because he's obviously just and I thought that was phenomenal. The thing is like, you last season you missed the goaltending, obviously, and you missed Gabe Landeskog. You could tell the locker room is in such a better place, and obviously between the pipes is in a phenomenal place right now. So this is exactly the type of thing that the Avs have desperately needed since the Cup season. This feels great, man. The only thing that's at all concerning to me is how big of a Brinks truck are we backing up to Nachos's front door after the hot start that he's had too, because he's looking really good to start this season. As is the rest of the team. But this has been a phenomenal way to run through the last few games.
Well, the thing with Wedgwood, and I posted about it, the thing that he's leading the league in, it was before the Bruins game when I posted that, but he made some big high danger saves in that Bruins game as well. So I don't think he's lost that number 1 status when it comes to high danger saves. And that, last year, that's just what crushed the Avalanche. You know what I mean? When the defense and it's going to happen in a hockey game where, there's either a lapse on defense or some guy's out of position or a puck bounces a certain way, that gives the opposition a really good look, a high danger chance. And Georgiev just could not stop any of those. They're difficult to stop to begin with. That's why they're called high danger chances. But Wedgwood is stopping those left and right. And that's keeping his team ahead or in it. Or when the other team has those chances, they're not netting like 2 or 3 of those, and now you're constantly clawing from behind. He's stopping those. That's huge. That is absolutely huge for the Avalanche, on top of just playing great hockey all around. To be leading the league in that, I mean, it just shows you what that can do for your record. So that right there, to me, that just stood out as the massive difference between last year and this year when it comes to goalie play. High danger saves. He's spectacular in that aspect. Go ahead. I don't know if you had something on.
Just in the high danger saves category, that flash of the glove against the Bruins, that was one of the highlights that I got to see. I didn't get to watch that game. I told you off air, but so everybody knows, I missed basically the whole Bruins game because my entire flight got messed up and 12 plus hours layover, missed all of the game. But I saw that highlight, and my goodness, if that to me feels like a complete encapsulation of Wedgwood's season so far. He's just looked so good in, like you said, those high danger areas. It really, it is great to feel comfortable in that, right? Because if you have those lapses, sometimes you have those turnovers that happen. You're not like, oh, that's a goal. Now it's, hey, we have a good shot at stopping it. Really good shot at stopping it.
Yeah.
And it feels, it does. It just feels so good. Everything feels good today.
Especially if I'm still on a riding high from that Broncos game. So everything is great. All right, more to get to with this one. Second line is starting to pick things up. And the one area which, hey, I think you know what it is, but again, the Avs are winning. So winning kind of cures a lot of this stuff. But we'll talk about it. And finally, I think we have the Nordiques uniforms on the way. So we will talk about all that coming up next. All right, let's hear from Monarch. And let's be honest, most of us can't even name all of our financial accounts, let alone what they are worth. Between 401ks, savings, and investments, it's easy to lose track, and that can mean leaving money on the table. That's why you should start using Monarch, an all-in-one professional finance tool that brings your entire financial life together in one clean, easy-to-use interface on your laptop or on your phone. So don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL at monarch.com for 50% off of your first year. That's 50% off your entire first year. Visit monarch.com, and that code once again is LOCKEDONNHL. Go check them out today. All right, so the second line, excuse me, had really yet to start gelling. I thought Valnichuskin has been spectacular for really, all of these games. But you were waiting for like Landeskog and Nelson to start kind of picking things up, and they started to in their previous game. That was why am I blanking on who that was against? Columbus.
Columbus was the one before.
So you had Nichushkin with 2 goals in that one. Brock Nelson had a goal in that one, a nice redirect. Landeskog, I think he had 1 or 2. I think it was 1 assist. I can't remember, but he at least got on the board. So, and they just played well. And again, in this game, you had, let's see. Oh, it just went away. So I'm trying to see, where's my box score here? Jumping all around. I don't know if they got anything on the board in this one. Landeskog got an assist, but you're starting to see like them starting to put things together. So between those last 2 games, that's a big plus, because you get all of these little things that, okay, like if you want to, I don't say like nitpick, it's not really nitpicking. And it's like, no, like this needs to happen. It's not nitpicking to say like you want the second line to start like holding their own, but they're starting to play better. Now it's like the power play. Good Lord, man. Like if the second line, okay, like we got the rust off of them and they're in the mix game in and game out and just making it a dominant top 6. And if the power play can now start putting pucks in the net, this team looks unbeatable if that can happen. And then what do you have that's not going well if you have your second line going and you have your power play going? So those are really the only two outliers. You're pretty comfortable with the last couple of games where the second line is headed. And now the last really thing to kind of needs to come around is that power play. And while it still has looked good, you're getting a lot of shots on net. You are. You just now it's got to get past the goalie and everything is fine.
It's really crazy that they still haven't put one in. I saw somebody put this out. It's like basically the power play is not a problem now because you're winning games. And you just touched on it in the first segment too, but I saw this on Twitter when I was like scrolling it in the airport waiting to figure out what was happening. And someone's like, this isn't a problem until it becomes a problem.
Right.
And like you said, winning covers up a lot of things. It makes everything that's a problem not a problem.
Right.
If they start to lose some games and go over on the power play, then it's going to be a conversation that's like, that has to get corrected. I don't know how you correct that though, because I agree. It's not just passing around the perimeter. It's not just this like trying to be too cutesy and wait for the perfect shot. They're getting shots on net. They're even getting up there and battling in front of the net on a lot of these shots from what I've been able to see. And I don't understand, like, is it just ultra bad puck luck? How do you correct this to make it so that we're not 2 for 7,000 on the power play this season so far?
Yeah, I don't know. It's they switched and they put Victor Olofsson on the top unit for this game against Boston, and maybe just to shake things up, just give things different because he's got a wicked shot. So try it out. I don't know. Like it's to me, it's just like if everything was bad, if everything just looked bad, like it did in the playoffs and at times during the season last year, where you just couldn't gain the zone, you were not having sustained offensive possessions on the power play. Everything was a turnover, no shots on net. Like then I'd have a problem with it.
Yeah,
I can't be. You can be upset about the end result or the lack of the end results. You can be upset about that, but you can't be upset about like what they're doing. Like they are moving stuff around. They are gaining this. Like it looks good. It looks good. So I when we're 6 games in, so we're not ready to throw the towel in on that.
No,
but no, I think that's the last real thing because defensively you look good. I mean, in this game against Boston, 38-14 shots on goal in the second period alone, 16-2. You were causing turnovers in the neutral zone. You were not giving them good offensive possessions. I know it's Boston. I know they're, a team that's in flux right now, but good. Don't let them do what they want to. If that's a team that you should stomp out, do it. And the Avs did. And even though they were only up by 1 after the second period, you just felt like Boston's going to, and it could happen. Boston is going to need some puck luck to tie this thing. And if that doesn't happen, you just had a comfortable feeling of how the Avalanche were playing. Where is it here? Okay. Corsi 4.
I was just about to bring that up because I had that stat. I looked it up. Corsi 4 percentage for the Avalanche at 5v5 of 70.48%.
That's ridiculous.
In all situations, you have a 69.29%.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is absolute nonstop control of the game. That is how you just own everything. To me too, I mean, that shows that your second line is starting to get established. That shows that your depth is doing what your depth needs to do as well. You're not letting anything get out of hand. Like just absolute domination, it feels like, from start to finish in that. By period, in the second period against the Bruins, an 80% Corsi 4 in all situations.
But not only that, the numbers. 40-10. 40 Corsi 4 to 10 against. That is 40 shots directed towards the net compared to 10 for the Bruins. And overall, 88 Corsi 4 for the Avs to 39 for the Bruins. That's nuts.
It's insane. It is absolute owning everything about that game. I mean, there's no stat in there that I think looks if you didn't look at the score and you just looked at the underlying numbers, you would absolutely say there's a 0% chance that the Avalanche lost that game, because that's how that feels like. And if you just watched the way that they played, because again, I managed to catch a few highlights here and there, and the Avs just looked crisp and in control the whole time. Granted, these are the highlights, I'll admit. Like, I'm not seeing the moments where they looked out of control, but that is absolute domination across the board. It's fantastic.
Your top line, Lehkonen, McKinnon, and Natchez, Corsi 4 of 23 for 3 against. 23-3. That's your top line. That is not a line that's been out there for, a couple shifts together. Like that is the line that is taking the brunt of the shifts, out there for the most time on ice. And it was a 23-3, and expected goals for percentage of 99%. That doesn't happen. Like it's miraculous. It was 4-1. I mean, I think Swayman had some really good saves that prevented it from being 7-1. But like this is what, and then that, I don't know if you saw that really nice play off the draw. It went from Landeskog. Where'd it go? It went from, it was the one that Josh Manson scored.
The Josh Manson goal. Yes, I did see that one.
Landeskog to Burns to Manson. Yes.
Okay.
It was just a clean draw right to Burns, centered it right to Manson for a slap. It was beautiful. So it just, like, everything's just clicking right now for the Avalanche, save for the power play. But see if there's anything else that I had down here in particular. Not really.
The only other thing I have, and I don't have the graphic with me at the moment, but the only other thing was I saw the heat map, and my goodness, for the Avalanche Bruins, it is two completely, you would think it was not two professional teams looking at that heat map. You'd think it was, or it was, like the current Avs versus the Avs alumni. It was a little brutal for Boston. I mean, not their best game for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's beer league stuff right there. Like that's your 5-on-5. Here's all situations. It's, that's it's almost embarrassing if you're the Bruins that you couldn't really get anything going. But your darkest color for the Bruins is that kind of like teal color, which is kind of like average, where you look at the Avalanche and it's into that reddish orange. That's where you spend a lot of your time, which most of the time that is in front of the goal. But the Bruins is just kind of spotty and all over the place. And the Avalanche just fills up almost the entire zone.
But I feel like for the Avs in years past too, the darker orange has not been direct goal front like this. It has been more on the perimeter or more up in the blue, like by the blue line towards the defensive end of the zone. Like, I feel like they've been a lot more perimeter, and I don't know if this is just the fact that Nichushkin's healthy and Landeskog's back being just influences on this, but it feels like guys are way more willing to get up in front and take those shots up there. Like I said, it also is why I feel better about the power play. We're not passing around looking for the super easy shot, or the super beautiful shot, rather. Not the easy, but like the very pretty one. We only want the highlight reel goals. They are up like deep in the zone, up in front of the net, taking those shots. And if that's where your darkest area is for shots, you're probably going to produce some good goals.
That's good. Yeah. Things are going well. And then you had Marty Natchez with the empty netter. So he gets another goal. Hey, those garbage ones, they still count.
They count.
Still count. So
10 points in 6 games. He's on a good pace.
He's on a heater. So all right, so let's get our last break in, and one final thing. I think we're finally getting the Nordiques uniforms, Mr. Pearson. So let's get our last break in here, and we'll kind of say why right after this. Let's hear from FanDuel. We all know the NFL season is here. You all watched that Denver Broncos game, and FanDuel has an offer that you don't want to miss. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5. If it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Who the Broncos got next week? Do we know? Let me
not off the top of my head.
Cowboys.
All right. Well, if you have to place a bet for the Broncos versus the Cowboys, I am taking the Denver Broncos.
God.
I don't know what the spread is, but just take them.
I don't know if
the
it's
game.
come out yet, but
33 points in the fourth quarter. So you just have to do
ridiculous.
that every week and you're fine.
Ridiculous. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com right now. Download the FanDuel app. Get started. Put that $5 bet down. Potentially win $300 in bonus bets today. All right. We've been talking about it. It's kind of been a fun thing that we've been doing here. These Nordiques uniforms. People thought they were going to happen on Saturday against the Bruins. You get these. They're not even cryptic messages from the Avsmen. It's happened. We all know it's happening, and for whatever reason, they just keep stringing us along. Well, now I think it's actually here because they finally put out something that said, set your clocks for Tuesday with this image if you're watching over on YouTube. So it's basically like a screenshot of a desktop with the background is very blurry, but you can clearly make out a Nordiques logo within the blurriness. And then there's a file like right above it. And what's it say? Like not so secret file or something like that?
Not so top secret. Yep.
Not so, yeah. So again, so it's kind of like them saying like, yeah, we know that and we're going to stop jerking you around and finally come out with this thing. So it's there. They say Tuesday. If they don't do it on Tuesday, like what are we doing here, people? Like,
again, they've put out images of the locker room with the Nordiques logo on the pants. They've put out images of the locker room with the Nordiques logo everywhere. They've put out the old school looking goalie pads that would just be awesome.
They're practicing in these things too, with the pads and with the shorts and all, and the pants.
And it's just, I agree. There is a point where you just have to be like, you have to stop this. I do really feel like they wanted to do it opening night and then felt like the thunder was stolen from LA pulling that move, and LA apparently having like no leak about the information at all, and it just being a total surprise. I don't know, follow enough LA media people. So maybe they just felt like, okay, ours was leaked, LA did it, we need to come up with something else, so let's just keep doing this. This feels like too long though. It needs to be. So Tuesday, please. I agree. Just please do it. Otherwise, what are you guys doing over there?
Yeah, I'm wondering if just something like that happened. Like you might be right on the Kings thing, where and didn't the Penguins do something too? Didn't the Penguins do?
They did the same thing. They dropped it as a surprise drop on their first home game. Because the LA Kings put up on their like Instagram, Twitter, whatever, the picture from The Office, and it was like you miss every shot you don't take, Wayne Gretzky, and then whatever, Michael Scott. Yeah. But they changed it to release your jersey on opening night, LA Kings, and then Pittsburgh Penguins underneath it. And so I was like, okay, kind of funny. Good job, LA, taking that shot. And I really feel like the Avs just went, we don't want to look like
copycats, basically. Yeah, and I get that. So, and maybe things just got thrown up in the air for them. And it's funny because there's some people that are like really mad about this, really angry that they are taking this long to do it. I'm not one of those. I don't really feel like it's weird. Like, I don't feel like they're like stringing us along, but I do feel like we all know, then just end this, like, and just announce it. And then there's some people that are just mad that this is happening at all. There's some mad that people that just don't want these Nordiques uniforms to be a thing for this year. I can't tell those people get over it. I understand it. Those people feel like, no, like we are the Colorado Avalanche. We are not the Quebec Nordiques, and have moved on. And that's okay. I think everybody's in their own camp. Nobody's really wrong here. But I'm of the mind of like, I just have always loved that logo. Just, I know red, white, and blue are not like, they're colors that are used so much, but they just look different for the Nordiques.
It did, yeah.
So I've just, that's why I'm like super excited about this, is because like I just have always loved that logo. It's one of the best logos in my opinion. So yeah, I just want to bring it back for a year. But for the people that don't want it, I completely understand. So, but we're here, we're getting it.
I'm hoping this. So Katie on Twitter, Avs Canes fan.
Yep.
She sends out, how awesome would it be Thursday? Carolina brings back the Whalers uniform.
Love it.
The Avs bring back the Nordiques uniform. That would actually be a pretty cool way to release that.
Yep.
Would be super fun. So, Katie, I hope you're correct on that. And I hope they announce it Tuesday to be worn and sold at the arena on Thursday. Because, again, I do kind of want this to end. I'm in your camp that I'm not angry about it. I'm just over it. It's the hype train. You can't build up the hype anymore for me. You got all the way to the top. It's like, you remember the yodeler game on The Price is Right?
Yes.
They just kept yodeling and yodeling and yodeling, and they let that dude fall off for me. They did not stop it in time.
But I think I understand, like, you feel like you're over it, but I think that's because, we, not you and me, I'm just saying, like, we as Avs Nation have kind of blown this thing up more than the Avsman has.
Yeah.
So, like, I think we are in the mind of, like, okay, I'm over this, because, like, we've been kind of waiting for this for way too long, talking about it way too much. And yes, while, Avsman has kind of put out stuff here and there, we're the ones that are kind of like forcing this. And I think maybe we're at fault for saying, like, I'm over this, because we've been talking about it for so much. I think it's just because they're excited for it, but I'm ready for it.
And maybe I do owe an apology for setting that standard of bar for them to release it with the announcement of a Crosby trade. I apologize. It's not what I expect. Please just give me the jersey on Tuesday.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But it would be cool. I mean, if they're announcing it Tuesday, that's when they're away in Utah. So they're not going to do that as an away game. But, the 25th is at home against Carolina. So 23rd, I'm sorry. You're right. 23rd. Yep. So that would be great opportunity. I don't know. I don't know if Carolina would wear those Hartford ones at an away game, but if there is ever a time to do that, it would be for this. And then, you know what? We'll flip the scripts when the Avs go to Carolina. We'll wear the Nordiques ones over there, and they can have the Hartford ones at home for that game too. So
would be awesome. Yeah,
that would be fantastic.
So, one last quick shout out before we get out of here as well. My sister Caitlin was the Colorado flag at the presentation of the colors on Saturday night against the Bruins. So if you guys were at the game and you saw the JROTC, or sorry, not, I work in a high school, so I always say JROTC. She's ROTC. She was color guard. She had the Colorado flag, brought it out on the ice for the singing of the national anthem. So
that's awesome.
Shout out Katie. Way to go. Wicked proud of you. Keep it up, kid.
Very cool. Are she gonna be able to do it again during the series?
I hope so, because I want to see it. No, it sounds like she'll have an opportunity again. I sent her a text. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give you a shout out. Send me a picture. I'd love to post it out if you have any of you from the game, because obviously, again, I was in travel home nightmare yesterday, so I didn't get any chance. But yeah, if y'all were there and you saw that, just know that was my sister out there on the ice carrying the Colorado flag.
We'll get pictures. We'll throw that up on the socials. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for it. Cool. All right, so that is going to wrap it up for today, everyone. So Zach is back. We're going to get back in act. We're going to get our sound checks back in line, like all this stuff.
Everything will be lined up.
Yes, everything is going to be back to normal. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Making it your first listen of the day. Always appreciated. He's Mr. Zach Pearson. I am Chris Maselli. This is the Locked On Avalanche podcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow, where, of course, you will have made it through another 24 hours where Sidney Crosby's that much closer to being a part of the Colorado Avalanche.